McDonald. This is a video on how to do the Word Chapter 1 Agriculture in Class assignment. So you want to go to Blackboard. First, you can access the assignments either through the Pearson MyLab links or the Word in Class assignment. We're going to click on Word Chapter 1 Agriculture. We want to open Pearson. This is attempts not for opening it, it's for submitting it. So you're going to hit start and you're going to download the materials. So you download the materials here. The steps are also included in the downloaded materials. You can preview the steps if you just want to look at the steps, and then you upload your file and submit it for grading. So there are 4 files. There's one, you can see this one ends in instructions. So this is the instructions. This is the file that we're going to work on. And it'll tell you the name of the file that you're editing. This is a theme, but the computer should have it. But if you need the theme, you can download it. And then the careers doc is a document that we're importing. So you want to download all files, and then you want to open your instructions and also the document that we're working on. So I'm going to open them up. I downloaded them already. When you download them, they usually pop up somewhere over here. So you could download them and put them in a file. So I have my documents. The instructions look like this. As I've noted in class, there's 15 steps. The first step is basically opening the document and saving it. The last step is saving it and closing it and uploading it. So there's technically about 13 steps to this assignment. So we're going to go through each of the steps. You can see there are points. Basically, when you complete the in-class assignments, you usually get between a 90 and 100. If you do really well, usually like an 80 and above, I'll change the grade up to 100. If you get a 70, I usually give you like a 95. If you get below that, it depends. I just want to see that you are doing the materials and you know kind of what you're doing. So this agriculture assignment, you can see here, gives you a little project description. You're a student assistant in the Office of Academic Programs, charged with finalizing a one-page summary of program change for your university. You use styles and columns to format and arrange the text. We'll do a watermark and document properties to identify the document's ownership and subject matter. So then you want to open the file we're working on, which ends in agriculture. So you can see here, this is the document, Cumulative Assessment, Agriculture. So this is the one here. There's a bunch of text on it already, so you don't have to type as much. I have way too many files open. Okay, so I'm probably not going to switch back and forth, but I have the instructions here. So basically, you just go through the steps and do what they're saying, and this is similar to the homework with the simulation. So step 2, or actually let's go back to step 1. We're going to save the file and make sure we don't lose our work. So I'm going to go to File, Save a Copy, or Save As. I'm going to make sure it has my name, and you can switch it up if you want so it's not such a long title. I'm going to take out Cumulative Assessment, and I'm going to put video. It already has my name over here, and save. And you always, usually it has the right Word document extension there. So hit save. All right, and then the next step basically is display non-printing characters, insert text from careers.docx in the blank paragraph at the end of the document. So we're going to go back to our document. The non-printing characters you can find in the Home tab. And up here under paragraph, if I put my mouse over it, it says show hide, show paragraph marks and other hidden formatting symbols. This is the non-printing characters. So when I click that on, you can see I see a bunch of symbols. So these are hard returns. They also call them like paragraph marks. So they would say this is a blank paragraph at the end of the document. And right now all we see other than that are dots between words, so that just shows the spacing. Then going back to our instructions, insert text from careers.docx in the blank paragraph at the end of the document. So again, we're going to go back to that paragraph right here. And you should have downloaded a file called careers. So if I open careers just to show you what's in it right now, you can see it's just a small little paragraph. And you see the marks because my paragraph marks are on. If I turn it off, it looks like that. So it's a small little paragraph. So I'm going to close it, and you have to have it closed before you import it. So that's step 2, said to insert text from careers in the blank paragraph at the end of the document. So this is the blank paragraph. We're going to click here. We're going to go up to insert, and then you want to come over to object, and you want to click the down arrow and click text from file. And then you want to find careers. So whether it's in a file like I have it, or if it's on your desktop, just make sure you find the file. So if I scroll up, here's my desktop or downloads. Click on careers and click insert. And then you can see that careers section just popped into my document. So right now it's showing we have 2 blank paragraphs at the end of the document here. All right, so that's step 2. Step 3, I'll scroll back one more time. Scroll to the top of page 1, apply heading 2 style to the paragraph heading about. So usually if they're talking about something, they put it in blue font or they capitalize it. Apply heading 2 style to the paragraph headings research and careers. So we're going to do 3 of them. And then modify the heading 2 style to a font color of black, text 1, which is in row 1, column 2, and a font size of 16. So you got a few different steps here. So we're going to go to the top of page 1 and apply the heading 2 style to the paragraph heading about. So we're going to select about, and if you go to the Home tab, here's your styles, and we want to select heading 2. So right here, and you can see when I mouse over it what it looks like. You can see if I mouse over the others. But we want to click on heading 2. So now about should look like that. Then we were going to go on to research and careers right here, this one and this one. So we're going to select research, click on heading 2 and select careers and click on heading 2. All right. And then we, the last part of that basically said for step 3 is to modify the heading 2 style to a font color of black text 1, which is in row 1, column 2, and a font size of 16. So basically what you want to do is, since we still have careers highlighted, come up to heading 2 and right click and click on modify. And that opens a window. So basically you want to go to the font color, which is here. So we're going to change it from blue. And we want to find row 1, column 2. So these are columns. So column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want row 1, column 2. So it should be this one. Black text 1. Click that. And then we're changing the font size to 16. So you could do other things here if you wanted to. You could rename the style. You could left align, right align, center, justify it. You could change the font, bold, italics, underline. You could indent. You could do a few different things here with the formatting. So we're going to say OK. And then you're going to see careers, research, and about all change to black 16. So I'm going to say OK. And there they go. All right. Step 4. We're going to, I'll bounce back right now. Apply title style to the report heading career focus and center the heading. Insert a hard return after the report heading and type agriculture in your future. Do not type the period. So we're going to go to career focus and we're going to use the title style on it. So I'm going to click here and see more styles, and I'm going to click on title. So it should look like that. And then I'm going to do a hard return after the report heading. So I'm going to click in here, hit enter, and then I'm going to type agriculture in your future. AGRICULTURE in and capital your, capital future. Like that. We're going to apply the book title style to the subheading, agriculture in your future. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to come up to styles again, and I'm going to find the book title right here. So this is step 5, so click on book title, and then we're going to change the font size to 14 and center it. So I'm going to come over here, change this to 14, and center the subheading. So I'm going to come up here and center it. So I also could, when I select this, you could change the font and font size and other things using the quick options here. Or you can come up here, center it. And also I skipped it, but apply title style to the career focus and center the heading. So we were centering this one as well. There we go. So we're on step 6. So this was the last one. Apply the title to the report heading career focus and center the heading. And then we did that. And then the book title style to agriculture in your future. Change the font size to 14 and center it. So 6, select all report text from about through the end of the document. Do not select the 2 heading lines. Change the number of columns to 2. Ensure that a line displays between the columns. So we're going to go from about to the end of the document. So we're going to go from here to the end of the document. So you want to select the 2 paragraph marks, or you can always click before about, come down to the bottom, hold shift, and click at the end, and it would select everything. So we want to select everything, and it said not to select the 2 heading lines, so these 2. So then we want to go to layout, columns. So layout, columns, more columns. So the fact that it's asking for 2 columns with a line between the columns, we could select this, but then we're not going to get the line in between. So we want to go to more columns, select 2 up here, and then click on line in between. And you can see here, you can select 3, you can select left, right, you could up the number of columns here. It usually does equal spacing. So you have other options. I'm going to say OK. So 2, and click the line in between. Hit OK. And it should look like this so far. Then we're going to go to, let's see, 7. Insert a column break before the research heading near the end of the left column. So a column break before the research heading near the end of the left column. So here's research, it's toward the end of the left column. We're going to click before the R. And some of these things, like the bullets, section break, you won't see when you're normally printing the document. If I click the paragraph marks off, the show hide, you're going to see all that goes away. So don't get confused by that. If I click it on, they come back. All right, so we're going to click before the R, and we're going to insert a column break. So you can go up to layout, and you have breaks right here. So a lot of times we'll use the page or column break, sometimes the continuous down here. If it's just a page break, you could go insert page break right here. So we want a column break. So you want to click before where you want it. We're going to go layout, breaks, and we're going to click on column. So what that does is, you can see I put a column break, and that's only seen when you have the paragraph marks on. When I take this off, you don't see that. So it basically bumped the research up here. All right. So 8, we're going to change the document theme to facet. We're going to change the theme colors to grayscale. And it tells you if the theme is not available, then use the theme file that was included in the download. So to do this, we want to go to Design, the Design tab, then come to Themes, and we're going to find Facet. So for me, it's right here. So you can see when I mouse over these, if I were to click them, or if I mouse over them, you can see the text changing in my document. When I click one of them, all these document formatting is going to switch up a little bit. The font colors will also change. If you mouse over themes, it'll tell you your current theme is Office theme, and our current colors is Office. So if I come into themes and I select Facet, you can see that all repopulated. Now this is all green. If I mouse over themes, it says Facet, and then we're going to come over to colors, and these are all colors that go with that theme. So we're going to come down to grayscale. So you don't just get one of these colors, you get the whole panel of them. So we're going to click grayscale, and you can see everything changed up here. So now my theme should be Facet, and my colors should be grayscale. So now we're on step 9. So just remember, save your work every now and then. I can come up here and hit save. So 9 is add an informal document, not add, an informal document like a flyer. Often includes a page border for a bit of color and style. So we're going to add a shadow page border, selecting the first line style, which is single. And then the color is gray, accent 4, row 1, column 8, and then the line weight is 1.5 points, and apply this border to the whole document. So let's go back to our document. Alright. On design, we have page borders. You can also get to it from the home tab with borders over here. Borders, and then you would just come down to borders and shading and select page border here, or go back to where I was under design and go to page border. It's the same thing. So you just want to make sure you're on page border, and it says, let's see, shadow page border. So you're going to come over here and click on shadow, select the first line style, which is signal right here, single. The color is gray, so I'm going to come down to color, and you can see there's a lot of grays. So we want gray, accent 4. It says it's row 1, column 8. So column 8 would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be here. So this is gray, accent 4. That's the one we want. So I'm going to click on this. And then the line weight is 1.5 point. So we come to here, and if it's not at 1.5 point, click that. And apply the page border to the whole document, so you can see here it's whole document. So basically, shadow, the first line style, color, we went right here, gray, accent 4, and width, 1.5 point, and apply the whole document. And then we're going to say OK, and you should have this border around your document now. We're going to include a custom watermark with the text UAC. Do not type the period. The watermark should be horizontal. So we're going to go into design, And then we have watermark over here. If we hit the down arrow, so the watermark basically is a ghost text. You can do things such as ASAP, confidential, urgent. You can do a logo. So we're going to click the down arrow. You can see you have confidential in different directions. Do not copy. You have your diagonal, horizontal, do not copy, draft, sample, ASAP. So if you want to do something different than what these pre-designed options are, you can come down to custom watermark. So again, click the down arrow from watermark and come down to custom watermark. So you can see no watermark, a picture watermark. So if you want to do a logo or something or a picture, you can do that. It'll just be washed out in the back. Text watermark is the one we want to select. The text should be UAC in caps. So we're going to take out ASAP, put a UAC like that. You could switch up the font if you want and the size if you want, but it usually stays at auto. You could switch up the color if you want. So you can basically put any color you want if you want. You know, red, blue, just be aware of when printing. Then you got layout, diagonal or horizontal. So for this one, it said horizontal. So I'm going to click that. And you could just either hit apply and then OK or just OK. So I'm going to hit OK. And now you should be able to see the U, the A, and the C behind my document. I could go back in it if I need to make any changes. Custom watermark. It's here. Semi-transparent just makes it a little lighter so you can see through it. It's always selected so you don't need to do anything. If you need to switch anything up, you can. If you need to delete it, you can come to watermark and remove watermark. Okay, so that's your watermark. We have, let's see, a few more steps, 4 more steps. Replace all occurrences of Department of Agricultural Science with Department of Agricultural Economics. Do not include a period. 2 replacements should be made. So you want to go home to the Home tab, and you can come over here to replace. So you can always use find to help you find things. But when you want to replace things, click on replace. Find what? We want to find department, and you have to type this in there, of agricultural science. And if you spell it wrong, it's not going to find it, so make sure you spell it right. With, replace with, and we're going to type Department of Agricultural Economics. So you always just want to make sure you spell it right. So you could replace all if you want, which is probably the easiest. So I'm going to click replace all. And you can see we also have find tabs up here and go to. So you want to be on replace. Replace all. It basically said all done. We made 2 replacements. And I'm going to say OK and close this. So you can see up here, let's see, Department of Agricultural Economics. So it should be changed there. And over here, Department of Agricultural Economics. So it changed those 2. Okay, let's see. We did that. Find the word production. Delete the word in that precedes the word production. So production, the in is before production. So we're going to go and use the find option. So we're going to go find. So home, find. We're going to type production. So there's 1 result, and you can see it highlights it for you. So we're going to just click before it if you want, and we're gonna backspace it and take out in. Okay, then you can close this if you want. Save it. So 13, check the document for spelling and grammatical errors. Ignore the grammatical errors except for changing such as areas to areas such. Ignore all refinement concerns such as conciseness. And it just tells you Mac users, if the grammatical error is not flagged, change it manually. So I think ours is not flagged. Let me try it, or at least it wasn't in the lab. So I'm going to go to review, spelling and grammar. So coursework is spelt wrong, so anything underlined in red, you could change it here. Here's the option, coursework, or you can usually click on it and it gives you the option here if you do that. So I'm going to say I want to change it to this, so I'm going to click on it. Of thesis, that's fine, so I'm going to hit ignore. So this is the area, areas as such as areas. So if you're on the computer lab in class, you might not get this option, so you just want to find this area, this section, and change it manually. If you're on your own computer and it brings it up, you want to make sure it reads change such as areas to areas such. So areas, so you could either take what they're recommending here, or you can change it manually. So areas such, I'm just going to click this. So now it reads including areas such as production. And again, if I take the paragraph marks off, you can read it a little bit better. So including areas such as production. So we took out the in and we changed such as areas to areas such. And then let's see, students, we can ignore this. And we this. All right. So that was 13. And like I said, if it doesn't come up during the spelling, you go to review, spelling and grammar. If it doesn't come up when you do that, just change it manually. 14, modify document properties to include Shahzad Shabil as the author, replacing any existing author. Include a subject of agricultural degree. Do, that should be, do not. Include the period. This is the last step. Then we're going to save it and upload it. So let's go to our document properties. So to find document properties, you want to go to File, go to Info. So here you have properties. So File and then Info. You can see the author. There's an author here already. We're going to delete that out, but we're going to add an author. So we're going to click where it says add an author, and we're going to type Shahzad space and then last name Chabil, and then you can just hit enter and you can see it popped up. And to delete one, we can click on because it said modify the document properties to include Shahzad Shabil as the author, replacing any existing author. So the other author, Exploring Series, we can click on that and basically right click and hit remove person. So right click on the book and remove person. And then the subject, You could notice here with properties, it says show all properties. So I could click this and it shows more. So now I have a subject, or I could come to properties here and do advanced properties, and that opens another window. So now I have author and I have subject. So if I just want to use the one here, subject, click here, and we want to type agriculture degree, and degrees lowercase, and just hit enter. And if I come out of this, here's our document. If I go back to file info, you can see now here's the author we put in, and if I go to show all properties, here is agriculture degree. It's now showing as the subject. Alright. We also covered other things in class with the manager document, check for issues, you could inspect your document for personal information, you can check accessibility to make sure people with disabilities can read it, and you can check your compatibility, and you can also protect your document. And we also cover different options down here. Click on options, and you can see you have general, display, proofing, save, customized ribbon, quick access bar. You could personalize it with your own information, your office background, office themes. You can switch up your display. You can have how often you want to auto recover your documents. I do mine at every 5 minutes, so it saves it just in case if it crashes. You can customize your ribbon. So your ribbons along here, file, home, insert, draw, design. So you have home, insert, draw, design, and then layout, references, and all that. So you can switch it up, call them different names if you want, add different things. Your quick access toolbar is up here. So you can see right now I have the autosave, save, undo, and redo. You can add more things up there if you want to. Delete. I'm just going to hit cancel for now. So you have different options to work on. So you can see today we did what? We did a few things in the home tab with the styles, find and replace. Remember the paragraph and font, you can expand them out by clicking in the paragraph settings here and the font settings here. Some are the same, but you have different options. Insert, you have the page break, or let's see what else. You can also go to layout and you have your breaks there. We did columns, and if you want the line in between, go to more columns, line in between. Design wise, we did themes, theme colors. You also have theme fonts sometimes. We did a watermark, we did some page borders. That's a lot of, we did spelling and grammar. Viewing the document, you can view it in read mode, print layout, web layout. You also have these 3 options down here, and you could increase the size and decrease it. You also have outline view and draft view. You have multiple pages, 1 page, page width, 100% zoom. You have your ruler, which we'll talk about. And I think that's a little bit of everything. Your styles, I think we talked about that. You can expand the styles here to see them. You could also create your own style. So if I click on that, you could name it and then go to modify and pick the font size, bold, italics, underline if you want it, the color, and you get a preview here. So say I wanted 20, say I wanted a red, and then I can name it. So if I feel like there's a heading I'm using all the time, I could create my own heading style. Dr. M style, hit OK, and then it's going to pop up there. And if I don't like it, I could, I didn't mean to change that paragraph. Let's do that. Okay. And yeah, I could either hit undo or I could just delete it. So once you're up here, if I right click, you could modify, rename, or remove it. All right. So our file, let's see, view, one page should look like this. We got about, career focus, agriculture in your future, about, research, careers. We added careers. So once you're done, you would save it, and then you would go back to Blackboard and go to upload file. You want to find your file that you were working on. You want to select it. You can move these over if you can't see it. So mine was the video one. I want to open it. And it's just saying I need to close it. So let me go back. I'm going to save it, close it. Now I can select it. And you just click upload. And when you upload it, it'll say it's been submitted. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Be sure to review the PowerPoint or the chapter. Also remember to go into MyLab and do the Chapter 1 simulation homework. Alright? Take care. Let me know if any questions. Bye.